Hello, type of man. Um, a few words regarding playing games. Um, I disagree with you on some points. I agree with you on, I don't know, 99%. But here's some good takes regarding gaming, old school gaming. StarCraft gaming, strategy game, StarCraft, especially StarCraft, helped me manage investments better. I know people who were very unfortunately later in life. I discovered StarCraft, but the people that I knew when I was a child or a teenager, and they were good at StarCraft. In life, they become very good with finance, with money, because StarCraft learn you to educate you to be more aggressive than defensive. So instead of creating a base with full, very good defenses, with a good economy, with wealth to accumulate. Uh, this strategy turned out to be a losing strategy, and the right strategy was to having things half or 70% as you want, and focus on attacking the opposite side. And I am like 1% of what a good StarCraft player is, and I feel that I know I don't feel I know I've lost so much because I haven't played StarCraft uh, when I was a child or a teenager, and even now I'm not like uh, very good at it. But I made some. I've played the single player campaigns, and it was awesome. I mean, and I took that knowledge and made three times the profit on an investment. So yeah, StarCraft helps. Also, what helped me was Nefese Porsche uh, back in the 2000. That was a very good simulation game, way better than many modern games that are basically arcade games that help you with driving so much that you don't learn anything, no skill. Sure, there are some good simulators, but others are not, are just games, and they induce in you the false idea that you know how to drive, false reflexes. And but with FSA Porsche, it was for real. Okay, graphics are outdated, but even by those standards, they were not so great. The only thing great was the car and the feeling of the car. It was 4K. The graphics were 360p, and the feeling was, if not 4K, then full HD. Very good feeling, and I used those skills in real life. It was, somewhere back in my head, and it was, um how to say this, it was life saving. I saved the car from a head on collision. The car was not something great, and it lost control on wet surfaces and on a downhill, or a small downhill, and it started acting crazy, and I had control on the car. I regained control of the car and avoided, most likely, an accident that would have killed me and my father next to me. So yeah, PC games do help, but only a few games. And I agree with you. The state of gaming today, it is full of bullshit. Okay, for a moment there, it uh, stuttered. So I agree with you. The state of gaming today, it is full of bullshit, man. It's like, uh, I mean, if I want to play something, I would play a Super Nintendo, a retro game, or a PlayStation 2, or on the PC, StarCraft, or a Quick 3 DM7. I think so. Also, first person shooters help me in real life to how to say this, to not get lost in cities, to have my bearings adjusted, to adjust to new areas, or in the woods, uh, to organize myself. So yeah, there are games out there who actually are practical, beneficial. There are uh, intelligence of development games out there. I wasn't, being in school and life had to work in during summertime, starting the age of 16. So I mean, uh, I wasn't much into gaming, but I do know people who one girl has her life ruined by games. She did almost nothing good in her life. She was addicted by, maybe she still is, by World of Warcraft. That's, I mean, you look at what comes out of these games to actually judge what this if these games are good, and they have no defense. Most games are toxic, toxic for human development. Sure, like I said, there are games who are actually beneficial, but there are few and far in between. And in these days, where their agenda to create drones from us, um, you are absolutely correct. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you are a man like me who wants to have a family, and not only to this, but to make good things in his community, please excuse my look. I work like mad, so this is after a long day of work, close to, I don't know, around 70-75 hours of work. So yeah, and by the way, salut, ca și tine sunt român. By the way, I'm Romanian, just like you are, or you used to be anyway. So yeah, you know how the things are in Romania, the socialism, the high taxes, like around 90% of what we earn, what I earn, it is taken from me. Okay, there are a lot of hidden taxes. So yeah, so it's, and they want us to be imbeciles with Manele and everything, with cheap music, cheap ideas, uh, bad food. I end up. I mean, when I came back from when I came back home from a healthier community in Cluj-Napoca, where food was more expensive but it was way healthier, I gained 15 kilograms in just 2 weeks by eating similar things than I ate there. Why? Because food here is toxic. So yeah, I avoided working an office job, and I am a cyclist delivery for a delivery company. So because it doesn't matter if I earn more money doing an office job, if I am way more unhealthier. So yeah, I rather be healthy, make some money, not great, but I do earn more than average people in my city. That's a fact, and that's great in some sense. But it I tend not to compare with sure with others. Sure, it helps knowing where you are and what can this community do for you, or how much can you gain monetarily from this. But uh, if I earn more than average people, it doesn't mean that it is enough to have a family or to have your back protected, so to speak. So I don't go to sleep with this and say, that's okay because I earn more than average person. No, 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 no. No, I have to compare myself with me, and with what I want, not with others. If I'm better than them, doesn't mean that's good. So anyway, so yeah, this is my take on. I listened. This is my take on your topic regarding gaming, and I've listened for you. I listened you for quite a while, and for most part, you're okay. Regarding fapping, well, I do fap because uh, when I was a child, I had some sort of um, problem, sort of speak. I don't know if it was a medical problem, but the doctor considered me that they should give me some hormones, and I ended up being overly, how to say this, high libido, and it is extremely hurtful for me. Uh, I can't after a few days. Uh, it's how you draw from food. Well, the same thing happened down there. So yeah, and then I can't focus. It was like I'm like a bull in heat. So yeah, but if you're one of those men who, so yeah, I have to fap from while from time to time. I don't know. Not I'm totally on your side regarding fapping or excessive fapping. Like that's stupid. You are correct with that, and I'm how to say this, envious. I have a bit of on envy on people who on those men, and I know men who don't have my urges and they resist without fapping. It is just amazing to not to be able to not do this. But otherwise, I will have to work in porn industry or something. Even my woman, for a time, I had a beautiful girlfriend. Anyway, the relationship was ruined in part by feminism. All those idea that you are speaking or people speaking absolutely affected us 10 years ago, and since then I'm a bit worried about women and focusing on my on problems in our family. My grandma had cancer, and I also worked to prolong her life and to be a good life, and together we gained 5 years for my grandmother. And I was not into girls so much into having a relationship. But anyway, yeah, I'm a bit envious on those guys who don't need to do this. And you're right, if you don't need to, if you don't have that urge, that literal pain that I have, then I can't focus when um it almost how to say this, when like just like I described it, I'm like I became like a bull in heat if I don't fap for, I don't know, a couple of days, for a week. By the way, I observed something very interesting, and with this I will end. There are many, many sexual triggers. Girls in the city, they dress like prostitute, but when I go in the countryside, I have almost no urges. So it's then there, it's all biological, caused by hormones they were given to me when I was a child, and I feel so much peaceful when I go, when I disconnect from the city life. And if I knew programming, if I was a programmer, I would leave city and go and work in the countryside and hire people, give them jobs to have to construct their a farm. And I hope to realize this one day, hopefully. Good luck to you people, and wish you the